It's time, my friends, for another Devo tip on the Anti-Kingdom. This is our last one in the series, so we're going to look at the grand finale. When most people talk about the Antichrist, they tend to focus on trying to figure out which guy it is, right? And the list of accusations is quite long. From Roman emperors to popes to Hitler and Stalin to Putin, King Charles, and almost every U.S. president. What is sometimes overlooked, however, is how the Anti-Kingdom has been slowly working to create a global alliance of great power and magnitude for him. John sees a vision of this evil network, and it looks like a beast rising out of the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads. It's Revelation 13:1. We receive the interpretation of this in chapter 17 of Revelation. It says, "The 10 horns are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings, along with the beast." This is weird. These kings do not rule over any nation, and yet they have one purpose. What kingdomless leaders would consolidate their power to rule the world? In 1956, sociologist C. Wright Mills wrote The Power Elite, a book that showed how a small group of corporate and governmental individuals were influencing U.S. national policy. Well, since then, the term global elites describes a small group of the world's most powerful, wealthy people who want to shape policies across the globe. Claiming to be the brightest bulbs on the planet, this group only needs to consolidate their power to take control of the world's resources. Well, is this the kind of kingdomless leaders that will try to rule the world along with the beast? I don't know. The Antichrist network also relies heavily on propaganda that looks like a lamb but speaks like a dragon. It reminds me of George Orwell's book, 1984. The primary function of the Ministry of Truth was to spread lies, alter records, and enforce newspeak. The Antichrist network does contain lies, like war is peace, and yet its propaganda includes publicity stunts and, of course, intimidation. The language used to describe the mark of the beast is actually rooted in the Old Testament. When Moses told Israel to bind God's laws as a sign on your hand and your foreheads in Deuteronomy 6, the hand signified their actions, and the forehead signified their beliefs. The mark then revealed an exclusive devotion to the one true God, Yahweh. So, it makes sense that in a similar way, the mark of the beast, reflected in one's actions, the hand, and beliefs, the forehead, express an allegiance to the dragon. The point being made here is that beliefs and actions are the mark of one's loyalty. So when global elites team up with corporate politicians to control the world market, it's called Babylon the Great, mother of prostitutes, in Revelation 17. These elites live in luxury because of her cargo ships supplying the world with goods and other services like, well, human trafficking and drugs. This is Revelation 18. Well, eventually, the 10 horns and the beast will burn down the corrupt economic system by their insatiable greed. So what happens to the Anti-Kingdom in the end? Well, this is the AI version of Revelation 19. From the clouds above, A fiery gentleman on a white horse will toss the brute with 10 horns, the propagandists and their puppet master, into a bubbly, furnace-like spa with nary a peep. It will be the strangest kerfuffle, really.